Hey, I'm Micah Mosely. I'm the Manufacturing Excellence Manager here at Indorama Ventures Port Neches Operations. A little bit about Indorama. We're a global petrochemical leader. We have divisions in fibers, PET, plastics like water bottles, and as well as oxides and derivatives, which is what the division that I'm a part of, where we make, we're actually the largest ethylene oxide producer in North America. We make propylene oxide, MTBE, which is a gas additive, various surfactants and ethanolamines that go into everyday products that we all use. In my role, it's a multitude of things. If I had to sum it up into a brief sentence, we get involved with various initiatives across the site, one being the connected worker. So that's my high-level overview of my role. I started in 2022 with a project called Project Titan, which was just looking at, what type of company we wanted to be by 2030. And there was various initiatives that came from that, but one was connected workers. So we soon started looking and evaluating various companies that had those platforms. We knew our maintenance process needed to be improved. We needed to be smarter. We needed to be faster. We needed to be more efficient. We needed to be able to empower our workers. We needed to have, we envisioned drawings and documents and procedures all at the fingertips instead of paper-based systems. Our warehouse is all a paper-based system where they're, having to go to SAP, S4HANA to print off various transaction results. Very manual, very tedious and inefficient. And then with our operator rounds, we had been using a platform called IntelliTrack by Viva, and it wasn't really serving our needs. It wasn't doing what we wanted to see and where we wanted to be by that 2030 goal. I feel like there's a lot of shortcomings there where we knew we needed to do something different. So those are really the drivers. It was just about how can we do things smarter, faster, more quickly, do more with less. Petrochemical industry is a pretty lean margin business, so figuring out how to stay competitive and relevant was very important, especially with looking into the future. What does 6 years look like? So that was kind of the start of what prompted us to start moving in that direction. So here we're using M rounds, M work order, and M inventory for rounds. Our operating units, like I said, we're previously using IntelliTrack by Viva, as well as a combination of paper-based rounds. From a user experience standpoint, it's been really positive. They're also able to do their shift handover on M rounds, which is nice because as they take their readings or do their various tasks, it automatically gets imported into their shift handover. So they definitely have a more comprehensive shift handover, which I think is a big positive. We like the trendability functionality where operators are looking at previous readings to understand if maybe something is trending in a negative direction. They're able to generate notifications right there within the round. They're able to assign actions to other operators or supervisors. So it develops a little bit of a collaboration aspect, which I think is nice, and it's all documented. Moving over to in work order. I think the biggest takeaway there is empowering our technicians. Previously, they go out, they do a job, they fill out maybe a feedback form or a piece of paper that documents a calibration or whatever the task may have been. If they did find an issue on a preventative maintenance work order, they would report it back to their supervisor verbally. Maybe they sent a text message or an email, or they wrote a note down. But giving them the tablet with Innovapptive links them into SAP directly. So they're able to record that feedback right there on the work order in the feedback codes against the notification. They're able to attach documents, take pictures of their findings, mark them up, They're able to change user statuses from scheduled work to maintenance complete. We've made digital forms where previously maybe they did a job on a paper-based form, and now they do it digitally and it loads right into SAP. They're able to do a PM, and from the PM automatically generate a corrective notification if they have a finding, which I think is great. Previously, we weren't using failure codes just because of the amount of work orders to get done weekly. It was a daunting task. So they're putting those back in, which will make our reliability analysis and that department improved over time. I think finally, probably a nice feature is, they put the time in directly to the work order, where previously we were using 2 maintenance clerks to do that. So I think those are some highlights from in work order that we've really liked, as well as being able to plan right on the field. Our planners can go out there, plan right within the work order, take pictures, use the tablet and other applications like PowerPoint or whatever other application you want to load on the tablet. Link it all back to SAP through the Innovapptive application. On warehouse, they've gone from everything being paper-based and on desktop SAP to bare minimum transactions that occur at their desk. So they're out there in the warehouse, in the aisles, scanning barcodes, printing things on mobile. They have hip pocket printers, which is pretty neat. They're taking pictures of delivery as if they're FedEx or UPS. And then really when you look at doing all three, I think it's really neat because we have an operator that puts in a notification during their round. Our gatekeeper or our maintenance coordinator is turning that notification to a work order within in-work order. Our planner's planning it within in-work order. They're scheduling it. And then the warehouse is seeing those component purchase requests come in and filling those and kind of tying it all full circle. So really glad that we were able to do all 3 modules and not just a portion of 1 or 2. Really, I feel like we're just now starting to scratch the surface. We've been live for a few months now. For M-Rounds, we are in the process of developing operator maintenance procedures, which I think will be a huge improvement to our overall maintenance process as well, where when an operator goes out and takes maybe a DP reading across a set of filters, the feedback within M-Rounds will give him or her different instructions to take if that reading is too high, and ultimately instruct them and show them how to change the filter itself. So if you apply that same logic to other tasks that maybe you currently use a maintenance technician to handle, we see an opportunity to free up a lot of capacity from a planning and scheduling standpoint to get more work done. Within rounds, it's hard to articulate, but I think just giving the technicians the visibility into SAP and the backlog has already shown benefits, because we'll have technicians report to their supervisors, hey, I've already completed that particular work order before they got the tablet. And so now they're maintenance completing all their jobs themselves and really cleaning up the backlog. They're seeing jobs that are ready to schedule but didn't hit the schedule and grabbing those jobs and knocking them out. Maybe their scheduled work fell through the cracks or something came up where it disrupted the schedule and they needed to find alternative work to get done. So I think it's leading to more productivity, just having the enhanced visibility across more technicians instead of just supervisors. We also feel like within the warehouse module that the tedious task and time that it took to do previous paper-based transactions or SAP on the desktop will free up capacity for at least 1 or 2 warehouse personnel to focus more on kitting. So if we can use those resources to kit more maintenance jobs, we feel like that too will lead to improved efficiencies and productivity back within our maintenance ranks. I guess direct benefit, we were able to reduce from 2 maintenance clerks to 1 because now our technicians are putting in their own time. I could see us taking on what we currently maybe supplement with contractors, taking on that with direct personnel to be able to lower those costs and get rid of the additional supplement contractors. So back with MRounds, we are in the process of directly connecting some of their readings to programs like Seek, which is a data analytics tool, as well as Tableau, which is more of a historian. We feel like that could unlock things that we don't even really know yet. Sometimes a process engineer might just be missing 1 or 2 pieces of valuable information that used to come on a paper-based round. Now they can incorporate it right into their model to better understand what's going on and drive further enhancements within the process. So when you start messing with process improvements, you can see some really big dollars show up. So those are a few of the high-level benefits that we're seeing so far. Certainly more to come. I think there's also benefits that maybe some people don't appreciate, but we did really poorly before Innovapptive on capturing feedback within PMs. So we had 3 corrective notifications for all of 2023, and since putting in Innovapptive, our technicians are doing PMs, they're putting in corrective notifications, which now I think we've already hit like 4 dozen in just a couple of months. So understanding and seeing what is that going to lead to from a reliability standpoint, I think that's really valuable data that we're really excited about as well. I think first off, it's really easy to use. User experience has been nothing but positive. We're giving operators and technicians their device. We have extensive training packets and whatnot developed, but we give them the device and they almost just run with it themselves. Not just your younger, newer operators or technicians. I've sat down with people that have been here for 30, 35 years, and they get the hang of it in no time. So I think just ease of use is really a positive. Nobody wants a bad user experience and a very difficult and confusing tool. I think the Innovapptive team themselves deserves credit. I know this question's about adopting the tool, but I think the team really makes the difference. Worked with a lot of companies and consultants, and to see Innovapptive really invest themselves into understanding our people, our processes, our existing gaps and pain points. I'm fairly confident that there's people within Innovapptive that probably know our maintenance workflow than our own supervisors and technicians. So they really take the time to understand your needs, and then tons of customization. They aren't just going to give you their out-of-the-box solution and kind of expect you to figure it out and make it work for your site. It's kind of the alternative. They have a really powerful out-of-the-box solution that they invest a lot of time to understand your unique needs and then tailor the product to fit that, which I think was really appreciated by our team because it felt like more of a collaborative effort than, giving Innovapptive a purchase order and kind of parting ways. Why use the tool? Well, I mean, for us, it was about, do we want to be stuck in the Stone Age working on paper forever, or do we want to make the jump? And going back to kind of what spurred this whole project, where do we want to be by 2030? There's been companies that have been using digital tools for much longer than we have. If anything, we're behind the 8 ball. So we felt like it was time to make that leap and invest in something new. And we feel like there's tons of possibilities that we haven't even gotten to yet. So we're really excited about the future and would certainly recommend doing this all over again.